Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax. Apologies for the morning voice. I just woke up, so that's why it's like this. But today we are talking about what it means to be in a good place when someone says, "Oh, I'm in a really good place right now." I want to talk about all of that, like the nuance of it, what it means, why it's always a good thing, why it's mostly a good thing, and maybe through that, if you are someone who doesn't feel like they're in a good place right now, you might be able to, fake it till you make it, emulate it. Maybe you'll see something throughout this video that you go, "Oh, you know what? I know how to get to that good place, and I'm going to go there. Like, I'm going to do it." So, as you might have guessed, I feel like I'm in a good place right now. I've just gotten back from traveling. It is September. It is the change of the seasons. The trees are changing color. Life is very busy here on the farm. So I feel like I haven't been so incredibly active at like reading comments and seeing how you guys are doing. And I apologize for that so much. There's no excuse. I'm just letting you know it's probably because I'm busy and we're trying to harvest a year's worth of potato and all kinds of crops, and it's great. I love it. But like I said, I'm in a good place. My routine is back on point. I've gotten over the jet lag. Finally, it takes me 2 weeks to do it, and it's just insane. But yeah, I feel like it's been really good. I've had a birthday. I had a lot of very sweet messages from everyone, so thank you so much. If that was you, I really appreciate it, and that was very kind of you. I've been able to reconnect with some old friends, and it's just really nice. Like, it's a good vibe. I feel like in a good place. I can't lie, I was a little bit, oh gosh, I'm gonna be 28 years old. Like, that's kind of crazy. But now I'm like, that is so incredibly young. Like 28 is so incredibly young in the context of everything. Like, the mountains are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years old. My grandparents are 88 years old. Like, 28, that's nothing. And I think especially on social media, you kind of lose context with that because you're dealing with 14-year-olds playing Minecraft all the time, and they make all of us feel like we're ancient. So I don't know. But in general, like, I feel like I'm really being careful with my health, with what I'm eating. I'm drinking enough water. I'm taking my vitamins. Make sure you take your magnesium. If you have trouble sleeping, magnesium. Just gonna say that. It is so helpful for getting to bed quicker and for just having a deeper, more energy restorative sleep. So that's my little tip for the day. But when someone will often say, like, "Oh, I'm in a really good place right now." And I think generally that means, like, "Oh, I'm in a good place, like, relationship wise, or like I'm dating someone, or I'm married, or whatever." And in the context that I'm using it, I'm just really happy with everything that's happening, with the way it's going. I feel like I finally have figured out like a good hair solution. I've got these headbands, but like I'm doing a middle part now, and I'm like, "Oh, this works." Like, I woke up and I can just do this. Normally it takes me like 15, 20 minutes to make my hair somewhat presentable, but here we are. So even the little things in life right now, I just have a lot of appreciation for. And I think one of the biggest points about "I'm in a good place right now," when someone says that to you, I think they're being selective. Because even in my life right now, when I'm like, "Oh, I'm in a good place," there are things that, I wish were a little bit better, could be more optimal. There are problems and challenges that I have to find solutions to. And I don't let those things weigh on how I'm going to interact with the world. Like, I still wake up every day and watch the sunrise and appreciate the light and the environment and everything. And I'm just really grateful for the things I have and for the things that I get to be around. And I don't let the negativity or the things that I have to work on, I don't let those things cloud the fact that I'm still in a really good place. And I feel like when anyone tells you, "Oh, I'm in a good place right now," they're obviously being selective, and they're choosing the things that they want to focus on. And I think that's important because life is always going to have these nuanced, difficult misunderstandings, problems and challenges, uphill battles. Life is always going to have those things. And so you have to get to a point where those things don't overwhelm your whole worldview and don't overwhelm your whole life in so that you are looking at them and going, oh my gosh, my life is not good right now. You have to kind of put those things, not necessarily on the back burner, but you have to give them less power to affect you. You know, you have to give them less power and agency in order to, you know, occupy your bandwidth, occupy your brain waves. And I think that is a really important thing. Oftentimes when someone says, I'm in a really good place right now, really they're just talking about like one aspect of their life, like a very small aspect that makes a big impact on them. And that's why it's typically something like, oh, I've got a great boyfriend or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing inherently wrong with that at all. Focusing on the good, no matter how small, I think that's always a great solution. It's always a great thing to do. And it is far better than focusing on the bad thing and making it just your whole world, you know, expanding it to encompass everything you're thinking of, your entire mental bandwidth. When you talk to people in your life, that's the only thing that you're focusing on. That isn't a healthy approach. And I don't think you're going to find a solution to your problem by expanding it that big. I think it becomes overwhelming and you just go, oh, I can't solve this problem. There's no way I'm going to fix it. And so being in a good place really is just a mindset. You know, it's not actually any of the logistic or physical things going on in your life that make you in a good place. I think it really is just appreciation for whatever is good in your life, whether there is one thing good in your life or whether there are 10. Focusing on the good, I think, is incredibly powerful. And, you know, we've talked a lot about optimism and pessimism on this channel. And I do think that an optimist's view is almost always better. I absolutely think that you can shift. I know people who were very optimistic in their teenage years when we were growing up, who are now very pessimistic about the world because of the global news and economy and geopolitical struggle and strife, which always exists no matter what we do. It's always going to exist. And I know the opposite. I know people who were quite pessimistic in their younger years or when I initially met them, and they've become optimists. They've tried to put themselves into that good place, and they've done it. You know, it is absolutely possible to fill a glass of water and see it as half full instead of half empty. It is absolutely possible to do that. And I highly encourage anyone who feels pessimistic to really just focus on one good thing in your life and go, you know what, I love this thing. It makes life great. You know, even if it's just your bed or, you know, a breakfast you like, a song you like on the radio or on your phone or whatever. It doesn't have to be some groundbreaking new relationship or new career or new apartment or new house or whatever. You just focus on one beautiful thing and you'll find that you are in a better place and you're in a good place. And that's what's really important. I think that's the focus of where you want to be. One thing that I've noticed now that I'm 28 and I'm a senior citizen on TikTok, at least, I think, you know, people always talk about time flying by, and I don't necessarily relate to that really well because last week feels like an eternity ago for me. And I don't know, I've never perceived time as going very quickly. I've always grounded myself and just gone, oh no, like I'm really happy with what's going on, but you know, it feels like a century ago that I was off doing this or that, you know, like I feel a million years old sometimes. And I like that feeling. I don't want it to change. But time does inevitably move, and we are creatures that move through it one way. You know, we go through time. We can't go backwards. We can think backwards and get all anxiety riddled and feel horrible about it. But we can only move through time one way. And you really do get to decide how you want to live in your present moment, here and now, while you're watching this video, when this video ends, what are you going to do? How are you going to move through time? And you absolutely get to choose if you move through time being in a good place, focusing on the positive, expanding those positive things to be the whole worldview, or focusing on the negative and letting that consume you. It's totally up to you. And I can't tell you what to do. I can try and persuade you and just say, look on the bright side, you know, it's sunnier over here, it's nicer. But at the end of the day, you get to decide. And as long as you're making a conscious choice, I don't think you can make a wrong choice. You know, like if you're making an unconscious choice and everything is just being decided for you, that's a problem, because you have to have agency in your life. You have to be able to make choices and make decisions for your life. And you're the best one suited for that. You know, like the government can't tell you like, you have to do this in your life. You know, your parents can't tell you, oh, you have to do this. It's your life, and you know, you have to live it. And I'm not saying anything groundbreaking here. I'm just giving my 2 cents about being in a good place. So I hope that resonates with you. I hope you are doing amazing and you're doing well and you're enjoying the change of season. I think it's a really fun time of year to be around. So let me know what your thoughts are. I hope you're having a beautiful day, week, month, year, whatever you're having. I hope it's amazing. And as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.